Hey y'all, it's Betsy with Happily Ever After, etc. and welcome back to another Cricut project. So earlier this week I showed you the adorable football plates I made for my Super Bowl party, and today I'm showing you the cake topper and the matching drink stirrers that I whipped up. These are super cute, super quick. We're using craft board, sticker paper, and iron-on to layer together these super cute Super Bowl pieces. The file is in the Cricut Access library, so you can just grab it and make it. It took like an hour even with all of the ironing on. And since it just says Super Bowl, you can use this every year. I think they turned out super cute. We're gonna get started. I'm gonna show you all the steps. We're gonna make them start to finish. At the end, you too can have a super cute Super Bowl party. I'm really excited. Let's get started.
Now that we are in Cricut Design Space, I've opened a new canvas and we're going to search for some images. So all I'm going to do is type Super Bowl into the Cricut Access library and see what images they have. Now I've already taken a look and I really like these designs by Alms Designs. She has some really pretty ones, and she does have, you can see, a few other options. If we even click on her name, she has a bunch of really cute Valentine's Day designs. But if we scroll down, we can see she has this whole little Super Bowl collection. And that's what I love about Design Space, as you don't have to design anything. You can just pop in and find some stuff. So I think this one right here will be perfect for our drink stirrers. And then I want to make a matching cake topper. So I think I'm going to grab both of these. I could use this for the cake topper, but I think I want this football on top of the cake as well. So let's add both of these to our canvas, and I bet we can make that work. So let's go back to the canvas. Up here, it's the second tab. And there we go. So for our drink stirrers, I love this design. I'm going to work right with what she's already created. We're not going to change anything. I am going to just come up here to the offset. Perfect. And I'm going to create 2 offsets. You know what? See how this offset created a little space right here? I don't love that. All we're going to do is come up here and just bump up the offset by just a little bit until we see that little preview smidge go away, because I don't think we need it. There we go. Perfect. So now we're going to take a second offset of our first offset. Then we will have a layer on top here. All of this detail will be our iron-on, and then we will have 2 layers of cardstock that we can sandwich our drink stir in between. So iron-on will go on our cardstock. Drink stir will go in between these 2 layers of cardstock. Perfect. So we will group this baby for now. That way we can resize the whole thing to about 3 inches high. And that is perfect. So from here, let's work on our cake topper. And what I want for our cake topper is this Super Bowl words and this football. And so we're going to go ahead and we're just going to grab a square, and we're just going to slice these apart to get the 2 elements that we want. We're just going to go ahead, come in here, and we're going to slice this football out of the way. Perfect. And now we have a football. It will take a bit more effort to get the Super Bowl unsliced from here. So I have actually gone ahead and I have already done that off camera. Ending up with Super Bowl and a football. Now we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to create 2 offsets, once again, that we can put together. Perfect. And a second one. And there's our cake topper. And we will put our 2 supports, one on either side, that we can then stick down into our cake. Let's go ahead and group this together. And I think we want this to be about 5 inches wide, maybe 4.5. I'll double check, but I think our cake is like 6 inches wide. So we want this to fit nicely on top. But I will double check the size, and obviously you can resize it according to however big your cake is. But we need at least probably 3 or 4 drink stirrers, maybe 8, and our 1 Superbowl. Let's go ahead though and let's recolor this top layer to a different color. I'm just ungrouping these so that I can do it easily. All I did was group those together, not ungroup them. That's helpful. They don't need to be grouped now that we have resized them. They can go on our cutting mats however they fit best so we don't waste material. So we're just going to grab this top layer of each one. And since we're going to be using iron-on for the top layer, let's just pick a gray. Perfect. I must have missed this one. And now we should have gray, darker gray, and black, which is indicative of our 3 colors, which will work perfectly. We will have our top iron-on, we will have our middle cardstock, and our back cardstock. So let's go ahead. We're going to click Make It, connect our Maker 3. Anything that can cut the size you need. So since we're doing 4.5 here, you could do this project on a Cricut Joy. Like, you don't need anything special for your iron-on or your cardstocks. But I have my Maker 3 out, so that's what we're going to use for all 3. And we'll go ahead and select multiple ways because I will be using Smart Iron-On, but my cardstock will go on a cutting mat. Perfect. So you can see all of our iron-on here is together, and we do need to mirror the iron-on. Then we have all of our cardstock layers together as well. Now, these 2 need to be switched to on mats because we are using cardstock, and these will need to go on a mat. Although I do have sticker paper that we might be able to use this middle layer so that I don't have to use any glue. How nice would that be? I still have... All right. I'm going to look at my materials and we will cut these things. Okay, so I went and looked at all of my materials, and I'm glad I did because I actually did not have any cardstock in the colors I needed. So our final material count, while you could do all 3 of these layers with cardstock and glue, is the top layer with iron-on, which I prefer for all these little details. We'll iron it right on to our next layer. It works perfectly. Second layer is the black, and this layer is actually going to be a smart sticker paper, which I love because we won't need any glue. I can stick this right on the back layer. So since it is a smart sticker paper, this one will also be without mat. So our top, smart iron-on without mat, and our middle black layer will be without mat for that smart sticker paper. Then our very last, our back, our largest layer, is going to be craft board. Since I did not have any cardstock, I did have a pack of craft board. And that's great. I'll just add a little extra sturdiness, which honestly, we are not mad about. So this one will have to be on matte, but the only one that needs to be mirrored is that top iron-on. So we are all set. Let's go ahead and hit continue. It will connect to our Maker 3. And then we will start to tell it what we're doing. So this top layer we're doing first, we're going to use Smart Iron-On. It's going to tell you make sure mirror is turned on. which it is, and that our iron-on material is face down. Which is always the case with smart iron-on. I will show you how to tell that when we get to our Cricut. Then for our back layer, we are doing craft board. So for that, we'll browse all materials and select craft board, and then again, make sure our pressure is turned to more. You do cut craft board with the same fine point blade, so we don't need to even change our blade. This is basically just a really heavy cardstock, so it's always nice for a little extra sturdiness. And then our back layer is going to be that smart sticker paper. So I look up smart sticker. No, doesn't want to find that. Smart cardstock. There it is. Just didn't want to come up. And I always select more out of habit. Just seems to work best with my machine. And again, we'll load that fine point blade. So fine point blade for all three. These two will be face up and the iron-on will be face down. So let's go ahead, move over to the Cricut and actually cut all three of these, okay? Just make sure that since they're different materials right now, unless I switch back to the first one, we're cutting that third layer. So make sure we load in that smart paper sticker cardstock. That is a mouthful. I'm going to go back to the very beginning and start with my removable vinyl upside down. There you go. Well, let's get started over on the actual Cricut. Ta-da! So here we are. This is our iron-on, and of course I love iron-on in the smart rolls because you can always tell what the shiny side is. Now you can tell this is shiny, this is matte, because when you load in your roll, it's automatically going to put the shiny side down and the matte side up. But if you're working with normal iron-on, not on a roll, you want to put that shiny clear carrier sheet down, the matte side up. We're cutting into the back of our material. So go ahead and load it. It's going to measure our material, make sure we have enough on our roll. And now we'll hit cut. Perfect. So now we can slice this. Take the rest of our iron-on away. We are all set. So we can use our weeding tool here to now come in, remove all the excess pieces we don't need. And it is a very rainy day today, so I'm going to use my Bright 360 to really see this white iron-on because it is always so hard to do white. But if you've never weeded before, just use that weeding tool. You'll come in and you're going to remove all that excess material until you have your design that looks exactly like what we had in Cricut Design Space. Before we do that though, while we do that though, let's go ahead and cut our other materials. So here's our craft board. You can see, put it on a cutting mat. This pack of craft board is a sampler and it came with this brown cardboard color and a white, but we're doing white iron-on, black sticker paper, and then I thought this cardboardy color would be nice neutral masculine football colors, right? This looks like a football. I think it's very football-esque. So we'll go ahead, load it in. These back two layers, the sticker paper and the craft board, should cut pretty fast because they're just simple offset shapes. Hit go and watch it work. Perfect. Now you can see that these are literally ready to pop right off. So go ahead, we'll take it off. I always turn my cutting mats over when I'm peeling flat materials off because I do not want them to curl. I will curl my cutting mat away from my material so that the material stays nice and flat. Since these are coming off so easy, it's not as big a deal, but I just find it's a good habit to get into, and it never hurts to protect your material. All right, we can go ahead and put our cutting mat away because we don't need it for the last project. And I will cut out this excess part in case I need it for another project. In the meantime, our drink stirrers and our cake topper. So for our last layer, we have our Smart Paper Sticker Cardstock. I'm telling you, that is quite the name they've come up with. But I'm not making it up. That is literally the name. And I love this because we can literally just put it right in. We can put our iron on top of it. We don't need glue. I use it for a lot of my drink stir, cake topper combinations. I did my summer table with this and the aqua, and then I put holographic iron on over it for mermaid themed drink stirs. It was amazing. I've also done peach ones for spring. So, you know, you can check those out. They're not football-y, but they are fun for the table. Either way, we're going to go ahead and cut this. Love that it doesn't need a cutting mat, even though it's not hard to put your materials on a cutting mat. So fast. All right, so since we are going to put our iron on directly on this layer, I am not going to peel these off as a sticker yet. Instead, I'm just going to cut them off. I'm going to cut them separate. I know these say Super Bowl, but don't they look like little acorns? Not Super Bowl football things. I don't know why. They just look like little acorns to me. I did some paper. I did a lot of cardstock paper acorns for a fall table. So maybe I'm just still in acorn therapy. They were so cute, though. It was so worth it. I use sticker paper for that, too. That's why I'm thinking of acorns. You know, muscle memory. All right, I will set this aside. We can still load it in smart vinyl-wise this way without a cutting mat. So might as well save it. You never know when you'll need it. And then we are just going to go ahead and put these aside for when we are ready to put our iron onto them, which means I need to go ahead, finish weeding all my iron on. So give me a minute. I will do all these details. I will be back when we're ready to assemble. All right, so everything is weeded and we are ready to go. So we're going to iron our top layer right on our sticker paper. You can see I already did 3 of the 4, so we're going to do our 4th one. And then our cake topper. They're the same process, but still just the principle of the matter. So we're going to line this up, and since it is an offset, it will perfectly line up. You can see there. I turned our mini easy press up to 3. Of course, you can use a bigger easy press, but I just find with these give you a lot more control. So now what I usually do is I hold it on half, pick this guy up, and I set him on the first half for 3-ish seconds. Slide it over, do another 3-ish seconds. You only need about 5 seconds total. It's going to start to curl. Now what I do is I bring it over to a hard surface, usually my desk works, and I'm going to scrape and just press that iron-on down into the sticker paper. Too much heat starts to really curl your sticker paper. You scrape it flat while it's still hot. It dries pretty darn straight, and it helps just bond that iron-on. So now that it's pretty cool to the touch, we're going to slowly just peel the carrier sheet off, and our iron-on is already transferred. You need very little heat when applying iron-on to paper. That glue activates real fast. So now we have our cardboard layer. It's a craft board, but I want to call it cardboard. And I did go ahead and I cut 4 more. I decided instead of putting our drink stir in between this layer and this layer, I wanted to sandwich them in between 2 football brown layers. So we're going to go ahead and apply this sticker just like a sticker. We don't need transfer tape. We don't need a carrier sheet. We're literally just going to peel this baby up and put it down. Now, the whole point of this was that I didn't want to have to use glue. So if you wanted to, you could put your drink stir down right now and then sandwich this on top. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I just decided I didn't want the look of that, even though you can. I've done it that way before. It totally works. It just kind of gives, you have to pick one layer, either your back layer or your front layer, kind of a not flat look, you know, because there's a stick in between. So let's go ahead and do this one while we've got our easy press heated up. All right. Well, there's nothing that says you can't put your easy press right on to the sticker paper. I kind of treat it like any other iron-on, and I try not to let it touch anything but the carrier sheet, just in case it's going to burn your material. But I've never had any issues if I go over onto the sticker sheet like you would if you accidentally ironed over, you know, iron-on without a carrier sheet. Looks so pretty. This is so cute. So cute, you guys. Oh, I love this design. I'm very excited I didn't have to make it. It's the beauty of Cricut Access. Oh, as a graphic designer, sometimes it's really nice to not have to spend hours designing something. So, all right, we are going to go ahead and put our drink stirs on here. And you can use straws. You can use whatever you like. I use these little like bamboo sticks. I know they're kind of weird, but I like how they look and they work really good. They work really good. That's great English. I just put a little hot glue, make sure it's centered. And then before the glue dries, I'm going to push this to the top. Okay, we need more glue for the top. Thought we might, because I usually do put more glue on top. But for some reason I was like, oh no, we have enough. We do not. It's fine. It's easy to fix since there wasn't enough. You can see there was obviously only 2 access points where there was enough. So all I do is build up a little more. On the side and a little on top. Now this will stick perfect. There we go. That's more like it. And now we don't have that, you know, one side is bowed or anything. Now I could add a dab of glue on either side just to keep it more together. You don't really need it. It's just if you want to secure it a little more. I think I'm good. It's pretty darn secure. So I'm going to do the other ones, and then for our cake topper, I will actually cut these down so I have the 2 pointy ends that will go directly into my cake. My cake is about maybe 3 inches high, so I'll probably cut about 2 inches off of these. All right. No, need a little bit more. There we go. And then I will put them right like this, and they'll be able to go right down into our cake. Pointy side down. That'll go right on top of our cake. It'll look super cute. All right, let's finish these babies up. All done. So we are all set. We can go put these on my counter with the rest of my Super Bowl party things, and all done. So I finished all 4 of the drink stirrers. Of course, I'm not having a huge party, so I don't want to make a whole bunch of them, but you could easily make a whole bunch of these. I think for my 4th of July party, when I had a bunch of people coming, I made like 12 drink stirs. Just plus they're kind of fun, like not just for your drinks, but you can put them like in your centerpiece. I tucked 3 of those in my flowers in the middle of my table, and it kind of tied everything together. But for this, I'm not setting an actual table because we're not going to be eating dinner, we're going to be watching football. So I'm just kind of setting a big buffet on my island. So let's go ahead. Let's take these over. Let's put them on the island with all my stuff.
I know you saw it at the beginning of the video, but I'm still very, very excited. I think they turned out so cute. I really love the cake topper. I think it's my favorite. I could have made it a smidge bigger. I always make things a smidge smaller than I think they should be because, I don't know, I'm worried things will be too big. But I think with the strawberries, it's a great scale. I wanted it to kind of go behind the strawberries, and that's another reason why I used the bamboo sticks. That way it could be elevated enough, not being resting in the cake with the type of cake I had. Of course, you can cut those sticks as long or as short as you need for your cake. And you can make this as small or as big. You might have a giant cake. I'm only having a couple people over, so I have a small cake. I think this turned out super cute. And if you want to check out the matching plates I made, go check out that video. But I am now ready for the Super Bowl. I'm always trying to get these to sit straight, even though it doesn't matter. They're drink stirs. They don't have to sit straight, but I want them to look pretty. But once you put ice in the glasses, they sit much better, obviously. Either way, I'm going to go get ready. I have people coming any minute now, so I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.